Hey there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to In the Resistance HQ podcast, a weekly family-friendly Star Wars podcast.
In today's episode, we're reviewing the 5th episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. And we're continuing our series where we do analytical breakdowns of every Star Wars film in release order, continuing with Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
But before we start, I would just like to remind you guys to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to us on. It really helps us out. And check out our Instagram at In the Resistance HQ. Also, don't forget to visit my YouTube channel, Astromet Productions.
So let's get straight into the Mandalorian review.
Come on, baby. Do the magic hand thing.
You have something I want.
Grogu and I can feel each other's thoughts.
I have spoken. I would like to see the baby.
What do you know of the Jedi?
Nothing.
You are a clan of two. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Okay, before we start, guys, as ever with these reviews, this is a full Mandalorian spoiler review. So, Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5. If you haven't watched the episode yet, A, what are you doing with your life? Go and watch it. And B, we'll put timestamps in the description so you can skip straight to the analytical breakdown. So, this is your final warning. This is a full spoiler review. So, The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5, The Jedi.
I
Wow.
wonder who's going to be in it. So, Ahsoka, yeah.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I didn't like her, the way she looked, okay. But then, as I realised, she's no longer like a 16, 18-year-old girl.
Yeah.
She's like 40. Of course, she was going to change a bit. I actually quite like her now.
But like, they went there. I mean, like, we pretty much knew that they were gonna do it, but like, they went there. You know?
I thought it was going to be like, see her at the end of the episode, Mandalorian's going to get the Baby Yoda. She's going to turn around this whole Luke thing.
Yeah.
But no, she was
They-
there
I mean,
straight off the
literally-
bat.
First scene, we literally see the white lightsabers and Ahsoka going like, "Oh wow!" I mean, wow, that was like, it was crazy.
It was a bit
Actually
weird to see her fighting style in live action because obviously she's kind of like acrobatic.
Yeah,
all
you
over
can't
the
can't
place,
really
so
do
it's
the
like-
same thing in live action that you can in the Clone Wars.
So it looks a bit odd, but
Yeah,
it was
especially
still amazing.
especially because it's a TV show, and you know, in a TV show they wouldn't have the money to get all the sets, to do all the flips and stuff. It would be hard, I'd imagine.
Mm.
But her fighting style in this was, it was a forehand, wasn't it? And then then she loses one of her lightsabers, and she immediately goes to backhand, which I thought was kind of nice. I quite like
Yeah.
that switch. But now, you know, I told this to the studio in the week, I was scared for what she was going to look like. I was really
Me
nervous.
too.
She looked amazing. She looked better than I could possibly have imagined.
She definitely looked better than Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan didn't look too bad in my opinion, but Ahsoka looked really good. The one problem I had is the size of her montrals and the head cone thingies. I can't remember what they're called. Compared to her Rebels, they were really tiny. I mean, they were like kind of, in fact, they were smaller than Season 7 Ahsoka. They were like Season 5 Ahsoka size almost, maybe a bit longer. That was the problem. But then, also saw people putting out on social media today that had she had them the size that she had in Rebels, you know, like almost down to her waist and kind of like 30 centimeters, it would have been impossible for Rosario Dawson to do the action scenes. I mean,
That's true, yeah.
yeah, with that on your head, you would not have been able to move. You couldn't have lowered your head. You couldn't have done anything. It would have been impossible. So yeah, when I first watched the episode, that annoyed me. But then, obviously, looking back, I completely understand why they did it.
So
It
they definitely did the best they could have done in live action.
Because I mean, you make those head tails 3 times bigger, she couldn't have moved at all.
Mm.
It would have been awful. They would have weighed so much. But now that this could have been my imagination, but during the episode, it did look slightly like in the scenes where she wasn't in the action, they were slightly bigger. Again, that could have been my imagination, but at points, it did just feel slightly like that to me. But as I said,
Well, it would make sense because if she wasn't in the action, she would be able to
yeah.
wear them when they're actually bigger. But when she's in action, they'd have to be shorter.
I mean, obviously they weren't hugely longer because otherwise that would have just looked weird. But but now that that's happened, there's now this fan theory going around that because obviously everyone's noticed that, and obviously it's a continuity problem. And when designing Ahsoka, Dave, because in the concept art, her Montreals were much longer. They were the size they should have been. So obviously they recognise the fact that they should have been long and they had to be short. But obviously they had, as I said, they had to make them short. So there's this theory that they're going to say, in order to make that canonically correct, they're going to say that what are they called? Tagutas, that's it, shed their kind of the outer bit of their Montreals kind of shed and fall off every so often until they reach a certain age where they just stop going, which would make sense as to why she didn't have the Leku, not the Leku, the size of Montreals that she should have done in universe.
Well, maybe she's got a haircut.
I don't think it really works like that, Joe.
Maybe.
Maybe. So, obviously, we've talked about Ahsoka, but once you finish watching the episodes, what were your initial thoughts?
Grogu.
Grogu! We stan Grogu.
We finally learned his name after so long.
The thing is, they know that everyone's still going to keep calling him Baby Yoda.
Yeah, everyone is going to.
But
Because
like, he is Baby Yoda.
last season, there were so many memes about Baby Yoda, and then everyone knew who he was, even people who didn't see the show.
Everyone knows
So,
Baby Yoda.
eh.
But I like Grogu as a name for him. It's cute.
Mm.
But I mean, the fact that he was brought up in the Jedi Temple, he trained as a Jedi. He had Jedi Masters. He would have known Yoda. Like, dude, that is like mind blowing.
But the thing is, was it kind of like a secret, or did everyone in the temple know?
But you wouldn't have known everyone else in the temple, were there? There were like 10,000 Jedi.
Yeah.
10,000 Jedi, so there would have been there would have been at least 1,000 Padawans being trained at any one point.
Yeah, but it'd be kind of big news if he was the only other species that we know of.
Well, you had
apart from Yaddle.
You had Grogu, Yoda, and Yaddle, so there were 3 of them. I mean, you had fewer Wookiees in the Jedi Order than those.
Yeah, but everyone knew who the Wookiees were.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not surprised that Ahsoka didn't know him, to be honest. But I still find it so cool that he actually trained at the Jedi Temple, and he has like physical control of his powers. That bit. He had to keep them away, stuff like that. So, in terms of your favorite episodes of The Mandalorian, where does this come?
The whole of Mandalorian, or just season 2 though?
All of Mandalorian. We'll do all of Mandalorian, and then we'll do season 2.
Definitely my favorite. If not one of them. Yeah, it was amazing. Maybe I'm just saying that because we got to see Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. And so it was one of your favorite, or like your second favorite, or so. Then, yeah.
Kind of like both episode 5 of both seasons were very good in my opinion.
Was episode 5 last season?
When they're on the prison.
I didn't like that one.
You didn't?
Did not like that at all.
It's fair enough.
I just felt it was a bit kind of that's just, there's some cool Mando scenes in it, but it was a bit like, well, that was kind of.
It's what we get to see what his old jobs used to be like.
Yeah. My so I'd say, in terms of my actual favorite episode, I'd still have to say The Marshal. I'd still have to go for that because that was just such a good episode.
Which one was that one?
first episode of season 2. With
Yeah, that was a very
I'd say this is certainly my second favorite episode. This episode, the Marshal had a lot more kind of action and stuff, and Easter eggs, whereas this episode was a lot more kind of, oh my god, that's
Lore.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the fight between the magistrate and Ahsoka. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. When Ahsoka was kind of just messing around until she lost her lightsaber, and then she goes backhand. And,
Yeah, but it was, there's been a lot of people saying online, like, oh, Ahsoka took on Darth Vader, Ahsoka took on Maul, she should have been able to beat her in
That's what
seconds.
I was thinking.
But then again, Ahsoka was not trying to kill her. Ahsoka needed her alive.
Exactly.
And also, Ahsoka's like 20 years older, So I can see why you'd say that, but I think there are probably reasons. I really like seeing how the Beskar held up against a lightsaber.
Yeah.
That was sick.
That was just I'd heard before that it could like kind of withstand non-direct hit from it.
Yeah.
But when the Beskar withheld like a prolonged direct hit, I didn't think it was that strong.
I think if it was kind of like, if it was held there for kind of like 10-20 seconds, I think the Beskar would certainly give way. But I think for the amount of time it held out, it was never more than about 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds.
Yeah.
But I think I was really impressed by how it held out. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. Were there any bits? Obviously, we've talked. Oh, how are we forgetting?
Thrawn.
Name drop, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what a way! And it was just so kind of like, where was Grand Admiral Thrawn? Cut to the next scene. I'm like, wow! Whoa! Rewind.
Back a minute.
We just gonna leave it there like that.
I mean, that was kind of foreshadowed from the beginning of the episode when she says, "How much is my information worth? 1 life, 10 life, 100 lives." I was thinking like she knew where Ezra was, but Thrawn is also quite a direct lead.
So that shows us that Thrawn has managed to get out of the unknown regions, I think. Unless she was trained... unless... It's been 6 years.
Maybe she just knew the trajectory that the ship was going in.
Well, since the end of Rebels and to this bit in the start of Mandalorian, it's been 6 or 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, thinking back about it, I'd say the magistrate was probably trained by Thrawn before he disappeared. So that I think that's pretty much confirmation we're getting a Rebel spin-off, or rather a Rebel sequel.
No, I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that Rebels wasn't going to be continued. It was from Dave Filoni. I can't remember if he said there was going to be a spin-off or it was going to be like there was going to be.
So you know how with Clone Wars we went back and had Clone Wars season 7.
Mm-hmm.
So he said there's not going to be Rebel season 5, but he didn't say there's not going to be a show that features very similar characters and them finding Ezra. That's what he didn't say.
I can't remember, where did Zeb go at the end?
We're not told.
He went back. No,
Oh,
I'm
no,
pretty
he
sure
went
he
back
went
to,
back to Lesser Earth, that planet. Leomorphism. No.
Yeah, what's it called? Oh.
Lisan.
Lisan, yes.
Lisan.
Yes. No, Lirasan.
Lirasan with
Lirasan.
Agent Callus.
Yes. Yes. So I think we're gonna get an Ahsoka series that involves Sabine, and it will be leading off partially. So we'll get before this episode and then leading off from this episode, I think.
Yeah.
So, but because one notable thing about this episode was that Ahsoka was not with Sabine. So Ahsoka and Sabine have very clearly been separated, and Ahsoka obviously had contact with Bo-Katan, and Ahsoka seemed to have been there for a while and seemed to have been tracking this for a while.
Sabine is definitely gone to fight. They split up. Ahsoka is trying to stop lots of corruptness in the galaxy,
Well,
and
Ahsoka's
Sabine's trying to
find.
find Ezra.
I imagine Ahsoka's trying to find Thrawn, is Thrawn with Ezra, and Sabine's doing like physical searching, just taking wild guesses. Whereas, so they went, Sabine, you go trace it, because at the end of Rebels, we know that Hera calculated the trajectory and came up with a number of possible places they could be. So I
Yeah.
think Sabine's probably systematically going through each one of those, while Ahsoka's trying to track down leads. So they're kind of they go two ways about it. Were there any direct bits of the episode that you didn't like?
Ahsoka saying that she couldn't train Baby Yoda.
You didn't like that?
No, because in every Star Wars, every time in Star Wars when someone needs to be trained, the master or whoever's in charge at the
Always
time is
says
always
no.
like, no,
Always
we can't
says
do it.
no. But you understood why she said no, right?
Yeah,
Because of
I know.
Anakin. That was
Yeah,
sick.
I know.
With the, she was like, no, I can't train him. You're like, oh, why not? Are you just being stubborn? And then she comes out with all this, I've seen the best of us go down this path, this third act, and you're like, please stop, you're making me cry. Well emotional. Did you spot any of these, apart from the...
Lothcat.
Yes, there was a Loth cat.
Yeah.
We saw, walking along the street, there was a droid that we saw in Jabba's palace.
I'm pretty sure I heard someone speaking Huttese.
You can recognize Huttese.
Yeah, I can.
You're too much of a nerd, Joe. You're too much of a nerd when you can recognize someone speaking Huttese.
I can't remember. But if someone like says something that sounds like it, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to recognize it because like how they. That's it.
You know we can all speak Galactic Basic.
Which is English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the side of the Magistrate's droid peoply please things. On stamped on the side of their head they had Thrawn's logo from the 3rd or 7th Fleet or whichever one he commands.
I didn't see that.
They had his personal logo on, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for easy stuff. So then we've got expectations and theories for future episodes. What do you?
Well, because I think they're leaving Boba Fett with just telling us that he's alive. They're going to do a show that I think he's not going to be in any future episodes. I really want to see Ezra.
I don't think we'll see Ezra in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I don't think we will, but I really want. He's one of my favorite characters.
Have you seen that meme? Ezra is the one character in Star Wars that would call Grogu Baby Yoda. You could imagine Ezra seeing him and go, Baby Yoda! That's my amazing American accent, by the way. But I can imagine Ezra calling him Baby Yoda. He's that kind of kid.
Yeah.
Well, not a kid anymore.
Is that Master Yoda?
That was actually really good. Do that again.
Is that a Baby Yoda?
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's a one-time thing. Beginners luck. Fluke.
So, what are you thinking for? So, next episode, I think is going to be a filler episode. Well, not. So, as I said, I dislike using the word filler. Is going to be a plot development episode.
You said that if this episode was going to be a filler episode last time.
Do you really need to bring that up, Joe? I mean, is it necessary?
I think they don't have many episodes left. I don't think it's going to be a filler episode next episode.
They have 3 episodes left.
Yeah, but that's less than half.
I think next episode will be a filler episode, and then because the rumors are that we're going to get a lot more Cara Dune, or more Cara Dune in coming episodes. So I think next episode will be a filler episode, aka Mando
like episode 2.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously not a filler episode, a development episode. Oh no, 'cause we still got to get more of Moff Gideon, haven't we? Oh god. No, next. Oh. Oh, 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 oh,
ooh,
oh, oh.
ooh.
What did we all forget about? What have we all forgotten about? What is the one thing we've all forgotten about from episode 4?
Bo-Katan?
No, that was episode 3.
No, that was episode 4.
No, it wasn't. That was episode 3.
No, I'm pretty sure it was episode 4.
No, because the first episode was the Marshal. The second episode was the Passenger. The third episode was the heiress, and the fourth episode was the Siege. The fifth episode was the Jedi.
Yeah, Siege. Bo-Katan was last episode.
No, Siege was episode 3. This is episode 5. Last episode
What was
was
episode 4 then?
Navarro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, what is one thing, big reveal right at the end that we've all forgotten about from last week? Not reveal, big plot point. Come on, Joe.
Moff Gideon.
No, you're not going to get this. I'll give it away.
Okay.
The tracking device on Mando's ship.
I forgot about that. Who said? Oh yeah, that. Oh, I hate that guy. The spy.
Mm-hmm.
One of the mechanics.
We forgot about the tracking thing. Leading into this, we were like, oh my god, what's going to happen with the tracker ship? Dark Troopers, oh my god, that's so cool. And then Ahsoka appears and we were like, I'm sorry, what?
Okay, for next episode, Mando's trying to get to that new planet. Okay. On the Jedi Temple. Moff Gideon's going to intercept.
Moff Gideon's going to track him there, yeah. We'll get a Mando Moff Gideon episode.
It's going to be like when the Inquisitors found Ezra and Kanan at the North Temple.
Oh my god. Okay, I've got it. So next episode, Moff interferes with Mando, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the episode after that, he grabs Kara and grabs Grief from Navarro and goes to Tython, goes to the Jedi Temple. Then they do something on the way there. And then in that episode, in fact, no, the end of episode 7, Baby Yoda does his meditating thing and sees his path. And this Force call that Bo-Katan talked about, this episode will go
He's
out.
going to pick it up though.
And then wait for it, Joe.
Okay.
And then Moff Gideon will track him to Tython. And the Dark Troopers will start to attack them.
Mhm.
And then from
Very
behind
detailed.
and then from behind the Dark Troopers, we will see a purple blade ignite. I'm genuinely being serious. And we see Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh my god.
We see the
See
return
Nick
of Mace.
Fury.
If we see the return of Mace Windu, I would actually lose my head.
Oh, he's gonna call out Mace. Oh, okay. That's what you think. I just want to see Ezra.
So I don't think we're going to see Ezra on this. I think that the Jedi that is going to find the call will be
Nick Fury.
Mace Windu returned. Because we never actually saw him dead. We just saw him electrified.
Full, which Darth Maul. So.
Yeah, and because Mace would have been a senior member of the Jedi Council. He was
He
a
would
very
have
good
known
friend with
about
Yoda. He would have known about Grogu. He would have interacted with Grogu. And the Dark Troopers in Legends were literally the toughest warriors in the Imperial Army. Their armor was basically impenetrable.
Was it basically Beskar?
It was
But
stronger
not
than Beskar. It was.
I'd like to think that Desert was stronger than Beskar.
It was literally. It was like. It was impervious to lightsaber blades.
Oh, when Mando got the staff,
Yeah.
it reminded me so much. Who's that person in the sequels that is shiny?
Zoe Bliss.
No, the shiny one.
Was-
With armor.
Oh, Captain Phasma.
Yeah, Captain Phasma.
The shiny one with armor. Chrome Dome. We love
Yeah,
it. We love Chrome
It
Dome.
reminded me so much of that.
Yes. Yeah. But so I think we're gonna get like Mando and Cara and Grief trying to fight off the Death dark troopers. Mando using his like his pikey thing,
Mhm.
spear. That's what it's called. And then we're gonna because who is the
Pikey
one
thing.
Jedi apart from Yoda that's still alive? So apart from Yoda and Luke, that's still alive that could defeat dark troopers, or that could be still alive. Mace
That's
Windu.
right.
No, I don't think we're gonna see Ezra and Mando.
Yeah, I was joking. And let me just try and think of one. Cal Kestis.
I don't think we'll because not enough people have played Fallen Order.
That's true. Not many people know.
Like, okay, Cal Kestis is known, but if you're just a casual Star Wars fan watching The Mandalorian because it looks cool, you're not going to know who Cal Kestis is. You might know who Ahsoka is, you won't know who Cal Kestis is.
Yeah.
But if you see Mace Windu, you're going to know who Mace Windu is.
I love how Ahsoka is kind of turned into one of the most important characters in Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Well, originally she was one of the most hated.
Yeah.
People hated her in the Clone Wars movie in Clone Wars season 1 and 2.
See, I never understood that.
And now she is. Well, she wasn't exactly great. She was.
Yeah, but when I
she-
first saw it, I was young and I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, I didn't understand that she was annoying."
Yeah.
So I liked her from the beginning.
Yeah. It's like like with a lot of things in Star Wars, you like when you first watched it, you like it. If you were to rewatch it, if you were to watch it for the first time at the age you are now, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
But because of the age you were when you first watched it, you like it.
Mm.
You know. But yeah, no. So Ahsoka was hated, and now she's one of the most fan favorite characters.
We
But
never saw Yaddle die. Maybe Yaddle was shot.
no, she did die. I think.
It's a she.
Yaddle's a woman.
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Did you not know that?
No.
Did you think Yaddle was male?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Is this? Oh no, I want canon, don't I? Okay. Give me a sec. I'll find how Yaddle died in canon. Oh.
What about the librarian? Oh, wait, no, Darth Vader killed her.
Ha, ha, ha.
Ha ha
So
ha.
we have Yaddle, born 1509 BBY. What we do not have is Yaddle death.
That's what I'm saying.
In her biography, we have Naboo crisis, legacy, personality traits, powers and abilities, behind the scenes. What we do not have is Yaddle's death. So in canon, Yaddle is still alive.
And it is kind of relevant because she is.
Same species.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec. Wait.
Oh, and also taking into account, we don't actually know who Baby Yoda is. Like another species, maybe related to Yoda, but because he was brought up in the Jedi Temple, maybe.
But that does tell us that he's not a clone.
Yeah. So, oh no, I was gonna say that he might be related to Yoda, but like, you're not allowed to
Yeah, but if
do
Yoda
do
had
some
if Yoda had
stuff as a
siblings,
Jedi.
if Yoda had siblings,
Mm.
then so in Legends she's dead,
Yeah.
but in canon she's not dead. And the last recorded Padawan of hers was Oppo Rancisis. Now, Oppo Rancisis
Is that?
is a great name, but he was quite old. So, if that's her the only recorded Padawan knows, so he would have completed his training long before Grogu came to the Jedi Temple, long before, and we have no other recorded Padawan for Yaddle during that time. So it could well be Yaddle. I
Wait,
think
what could well be Yaddle?
the Jedi that comes. from
Oh
Typhon-
yeah.
Typhon. So I think it'll either be Mace. I hadn't actually thought of Yaddle. I think it will either be Yaddle or Mace Windu.
Mm.
Any one of those, I would be like lose my head.
What
We know-
Qui-Gon Jinn?
Joe,
In my heart, he's still alive.
my heart. Uh, because we never really saw Yaddle do much. She was kind of there in the Phantom Menace, looking like a complete utter freak,
Yeah.
and then she just kind of went. So, I part of me would prefer it to be Mace Windu, because that would mean Mace
Yeah.
Windu's still alive. But at the same time, Mace Windu died. That was the thing that made Anakin turn to the dark side. Do I really want him brought back? And then my head's like, stuff that, it's Mace Windu. I want him brought back.
Well, the thing that turned him to the dark side is him thinking that Mace Windu is dead. It doesn't really defeat the
Yes,
purpose
yes,
if he
yes.
isn't really dead.
But I think I would. Who would I prefer it to be? I think. Should we go with Yaddle? I think is the most likely candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it'll either be Mace or Yaddle. I think it'll be someone super powerful. So if so that's our plan.
Darth
next
Sidious.
episode. Nope. So next episode he'll have an encounter with Moff Gideon, then he'll get Grief and Kara, then he'll go to Tython, and Yaddle will come and be awesome.
Maybe Zeb will sense. Maybe Zeb will sense it.
Zeb and Baby Yoda would be the funniest. Zeb, Ezra, and Baby Yoda.
That would be so funny.
Imagine if you just take Baby Yoda and slot him into the Rebels family. Like Rebels family season 1 and 2 when Ezra was still
Yeah.
pretty young. That would be the funniest thing. Because her and Kanan would be like parents. Sabine would spend the whole time like spray painting him. Zed would be using him as like a bouncing ball.
Sabine would be like protecting him from Zeb.
Yeah, Sabine, she'd be protecting him and then taking him into a room and do crazy stuff with him. And then Zeb would be like bouncing him up and down like a basketball, and Ezra would just be being chaotic with him. It would be the greatest thing ever.
I actually really like Rebels. It doesn't deserve all the hate.
Certainly does not. Do you think we'll see Luke in the Mandalorian, or do you want to see Luke in the Mandalorian?
What is he doing at this time right now, though?
Searching the galaxy for Jedi stuff.
Yeah. I
Person-
don't really know, because if it is Luke, then we know that nothing can happen with it because nothing happens in the sequels with it.
Yes.
Like, it can't be anything long term.
Yeah. Personally, I don't want to see Luke in this.
I
No,
really
no,
do not like Luke in the sequels.
Don't get me wrong, I love Luke, and Joe, to you, Luke in the sequels is my favorite character. Not my favorite character, my favorite iteration of Luke. Or rather, not God. I don't like seeing grumpy old Luke. I like Battle of Crate Luke. That's my favorite Luke.
He
You
looks
have
so
to admit-
weird in that.
Battle of Crate Luke is awesome. He's so
Yeah.
Battle. Yeah, forget all the other stuff that happened in the rest of the movie. Battle of Crate Luke is cool.
When Darth Vader's
Just-
body is burning, Luke, that is cool.
Yeah, but Battle of Crate Luke is just so powerful. It's insane. He's literally like the epitome of incredibly wise, incredibly powerful Jedi Grandmaster.
Yeah.
He is like the epitome of what it means to be a Jedi at the Battle of Crate.
Basically, Kage.
Basically, what?
Don't worry.
But also, the reason I don't want to see Luke is because Mando is very much involved with the main timeline, but it's not. So you have the movie timeline, and then you have the TV show timeline. They're both part of the same universe, but they feature different things.
Upon what is?
What do you mean? So you have like the movie timeline, the 3 movies of the prequels, the 3 movies of the original trilogy, the 3 movies of the sequels.
Yeah.
And you could have, for like with the Clone Wars, I'd say the Clone Wars is part of the movie timeline, but like Rebels and Mandalorian and stuff, that's bits of Clone Wars certainly, that's slightly set out, and that hasn't. So I would, because in the movies it's something that everyone will watch, so it's much less.
It's kind of its own lore because they haven't really interacted with them that much.
Yeah, but the movies is something that everyone will watch. It's the main thing, so they keep it a lot more restricted. Not restricted, but they do the more classic stuff in the movies.
Yeah.
Whereas with the TV shows, they can do more crazy things. They can have more complicated plot lines and bring back old characters and stuff
Mhm.
because they have that leeway to do that because it's bigger and only the fat proper fans will watch it.
Mhm.
And Luke, for me, is part of the main movie timeline.
Yeah.
The safe, secure movie timeline. We know where it's going
Well, it's
roughly.
not like he was the original main character.
I thought you were being serious for a second then, and I was like, have you watched Star Wars? But, you know, Luke is like the epitome of the movie timeline.
Yeah.
You know, he's that safe, secure character. We always know he's going to be there.
Oh, by the way, who
He's
is the
part of
main
that group.
character? Is it Anakin or Luke?
The saga is about Luke. So the saga is about Anakin and Anakin's legacy. The main character, well, you can't say it's Luke because he wasn't in the prequels.
I think you can say it's Luke because the prequels are just kind of what happened before the main Star Wars.
Yeah, I'd say main character is Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
But the saga is about Anakin and Anakin's legacy.
Definitely.
But so you know, Luke is, as I've said like 5 times now, the epitome of the movie timeline. I don't want that epitome of the movie timeline to mix into the TV show timeline, and the game timeline. You know,
Yeah.
I think they stay separate. They say they're doing their own crazy stuff. That's why you can have Ahsoka. That's why you can have Bo-Katan. That's why you can have Grogu. That's why you can have Mace Windu's return.
Other Jedi survivors.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the era to do all that kind of crazy stuff in. Whereas the movies are where you play it a bit more safe. You have stuff that people will enjoy. You have the more kind of cinematic aspect of it. Whereas the TV shows and the games, you go more crazy.
Yeah.
And then you just have the books and just nobody knows what's going on with the books. They're just kind of out there doing their own thing like,
Yeah.
"Woo!" And then you've got the EU, which is like, I don't even know what's going on with the EU.
Luke in the EU is just.
The EU is just a bit kind of like you gave a 2-year-old a pencil and asked him to recreate the Mona Lisa, and that's what he came up with. I mean, the EU's great. Some of the stuff in the EU is some of the best Star Wars content, but some of the stuff in the EU is also, yeah, I don't quite know what's going on with it. You know. So the EU's just, you know. But I mean, I love the EU. It's brilliant. Some of the stuff like KOTOR, Force Unleashed are awesome, but it's a bit crazy. You know.
Yeah.
In fact, I just remember about one more Easter egg. So remember in Rebels, must have been season 3. We see Thrawn fighting the Imperial security droids. He's like training and he's using a long staff, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's actually a very similar style to the magistrates.
It could be.
So I just thought that was like a nice little callback from Dave.
Did you notice that, or did you see it?
I noticed that.
Nice.
I haven't seen anyone point that out. I think it's got to be time for Impression of the Week, hasn't it?
Definitely.
We need to get a theme song for this. Okay, Impression of the Week, theme song. That's where I'll input the theme song. Now that listeners are listening to this, you will have just heard a theme song that I'm gonna go and do after I've done this. The continuity here is all messed up. It's like Endgame. Okay, so what should we do for our Impression of the Week this week?
Impressions of the week.
My impression of the week.
Impression of the week.
Literally what we just spent the last 30 seconds talking about.
Yeah. I just left my brain for a second.
How about, should we do Jar Jar?
I can do a good Jar Jar.
I can do a good Jar Jar as well.
We'll both do one.
Okay, you go first. Go on.
We'll quote.
Just anything.
Hello, Mr. Jar Jar.
Go on, Joe. You can do it.
Mr. Jar Jar Binks. Mr. Your humble servant.
That's actually pretty good. Okay.
Your turn.
Okay. Misa na jaja pinks. Misa na gangan. And misa na nothing use a saw. That's a muy bad.
Do the big Chungus one. The big
Wait,
boss.
Big boss. Oh, my headset's going all over the place. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, na jaja. Oh, muy. User have any the nerve to the come back here. Oh, that
That
was
was
pretty
great.
good.
That was pretty
That was
good. I
pretty
think that was
good.
pretty good.
My headset. God, that must have sounded awful because the headset. Right.
It did
we
sound
did-
pretty good. It did sound pretty
did-
good.
I was quite bad at that actually. You know, there's moments when you're doing something and suddenly Star Wars quotes come into your head and you're just like, I'm a genius. You know, there's moments.
Yeah, I know.
There's
Yeah.
moments. All right. Okay, now for our
The
second.
ability to remember quotes does not make you intelligent.
I love you, man. You just made me so. He is the chosen one.
Yeah.
Quite got to. We're just on the Phantom Menace roll today, aren't we? We're just on a roll. Right. Quote of the week time. And obviously, because our analytical breakdown is Return of the Jedi. What are we going to do for Return of the Jedi? What's your vote for quote of the week for Return of the Jedi?
Oh, as we were talking about it earlier, I think you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Tis from a certain point of view.
Okay. I think that's certainly a contender.
Yep.
I would have to go for I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
I never got that. Does he mean like my father before me, as like he's before him,
No,
or
so
does
means
it mean previously he was a
like
Jedi?
previously.
Ah, okay.
So like before my time, my father was a Jedi. Now I'm a Jedi. So Palpatine, get your little wrinkly face down that reactor shaft, so we can go and live in peace, and my dad can die. You happy now?
Yeah.
Basically, what he's saying. You know, give or take some wrinkly face bits.
I'm happy to go for that one.
You happy to go for that one?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm a Jedi like my father. But I will do it of a certain point of view sometime.
But what point of view are they talking about?
Like my father. That's not how you spell father. Before doesn't have a capital B. Me. Okay. So now I think it's finally time. It's taken us long enough to go on to the analytical breakdown of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
You will be a Jedi. I promise.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic.
Show me again the power of the darkness.
The shroud of the dark side has fallen. Begun the Clone Man. I am your father.
And Hello, the Jedi.
It's time to let old things die.
You are the chosen one! You were sent to do the smallest and not join them!
Now, this is, without a doubt, my all-time favourite Star Wars movie.
Me too. It's a close contender with Revenge of the Sith for me, but I would do
So
prefer this one.
I think cinematography and visuals 5, plot 5, script 5, character development 5, Star Wars is 5. Are we agreed?
I am happy with that.
We're happy with that. Okay.
I'm happy with that.
I'm happy. You know, if you're happy, I'm happy. Are we gonna be, you know, it's happy. You're happy. Return of the Jedi is one of those movies that I genuinely struggle to find anything wrong with. Like,
People diss the Ewoks. I don't see why you hate them.
Oh.
I actually really like them.
Excuse me. They had therapy Ewoks after the war. They had therapy Ewoks. Do not diss Ewoks. If you diss Ewoks, you are dissing therapy Ewoks. And I will not have that. If you don't like Ewoks, then get off my show. I don't know what you're doing with your life. Hashtag never trust a Quan.
Never.
Never trust a Quan.
Always trust an Ewok.
Always trust an Ewok, never trust a Quan. Hashtag always trust an Ewok. We're starting that. Okay. Hashtag always.
When I was a kid, I used to think that Ewoks, Wookiees. They started off as Ewoks, and then they grew to
Really?
Wookiees. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Joe. Baby Ewoks are the cutest thing in the world, I swear. I love Ewoks.
Yeah.
They're my actual favourite. I'm just
Pretty
gonna look
sure
up.
they eat humans though.
Yeah. What's your point? I just searched up pictures of baby Ewoks. My heart wants to melt. Oh, sweet. Oh, I love Ewoks. They're the best. I literally cannot find it. I can't directly think of anything that is wrong with Return of the Jedi.
No.
It's just the best movie. But like every other Star Wars film, I can find stuff wrong with it. Return of the Jedi is just amazing. I mean, there's obviously stuff wrong with it, but you know, none of it's important because it has Ewoks in it.
Also, I don't
And you should always
understand.
trust an Ewok. You should
Like-
never trust a Quan. You should always trust an Ewok.
Wait.
Hashtag never trust a Quan.
Wait, just an Ewok.
Always trust an Ewok. What
So, yeah.
what don't you understand, Joe? What
So
is it?
at when on the Death
understand.
Star.
Yeah.
When on the Death Star at the end, and
Yeah.
Emperor Palpatine's just talking about his plan, and then he says, "Strike me down."
Palpatine needs to stop asking people to kill him.
Yeah,
I mean,
he does.
seriously, dude. Stop asking people to kill you. It's not a good motive thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because both times you've asked someone to do that, they have actually killed you.
And he says to give
didn't
in
end
to
well for
your
you.
anger, and you'd turn to the dark side if he struck him down. Like he'd be killing the most evil man in the galaxy. He'd be stopping so much suffering. I don't think he would do that in anger.
You know, Palpatine, you know, in the prequels, he was this mastermind. You know, he was devious and clever. In the original trilogy of the sequels, he's just a nutcase.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely off his rocker. But we should probably start on the categories, because otherwise we're just gonna sit here praising Return of the Jedi for the next however long we decide to do it. Cinematography and visuals. What are we thinking?
Again, are we going for the time
So we're going compared to now.
compared to now?
Yeah. Really wish I
2.5.
recorded what we did for Empire Strikes Back. Can you remember what we did for Empire Strikes Back?
Pretty sure we did like 2.5 or something.
Yeah. And maybe 2.75?
Oh, we did some really, really big number. Random number, I mean.
No, that was for I think it was for plot or script. We did like 2.6574 or something.
Yeah.
We can compromise, yeah. So because I think for Return of the Jedi, a lot of the cinematography of Return of the Jedi is actually quite good. The visuals
Yeah.
maybe not obviously because of the time, but the cinematography is actually quite good in points.
Still to a 3?
Let's do a 2.88.
Okay,
Okay.
fair enough. I can go for that.
Right, plot 5. I wasn't joking.
I know. Just get straight to it.
I mean, if there was any Star Wars movie that I would give a 5 in plot to, it would be Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
I love the plot so much.
Me too.
Should we actually give it a 5? It's just.
I don't think it deserves a 5 because there's just so much, like, as I was saying before, if he strikes him down, it'd be an anger. It was
So
just
much
gonna-
Palpatine being an idiot.
Yeah.
I see.
4.5.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, there was a lot of character development in this. There's a lot of cool moments. There's a lot of. That's so sick. There's a lot of Admiral Akbar yelling memes. You know, all the standard stuff. There's a lot of Ewoks being unbelievably cute. Script. So directing, acting, lines spoken. What are we thinking? This is quite hard actually. We like race through the first two in this
There are
one.
kind of some, like, stuff that you wouldn't say in certain scenarios. Like,
Yeah.
oh, from a certain point of view, it's a trap. but they're just good quotes.
Yeah.
From a certain point of view, they're good quotes.
The acting in this is certainly the best of the trilogy.
Definitely.
I mean, it's not amazing, but it's certainly the best of the trilogy.
I think the acting is probably the best in Star Wars.
It's some of the best in Star Wars, certainly. I mean, I think consistently it is certainly some of the best. Yeah.
I think it is the best.
We're gonna have such a hard time when it comes to Revenge of the Sith with
I think
script.
it's amazing.
Yeah, but with script, we're gonna have such a hard time because for like the entirety of the movie, the script is terrible.
I think
And
we
the-
can agree
and
for
the-
Attack of the Clones, script is like 0.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for Revenge of the Sith, like the entirety of the movie, the script is terrible.
No, I like it.
And then you get to Anakin versus Obi-Wan, and it's like 10,000 out of 5.
Yeah.
So we're really gonna we might have to do like Revenge of the Sith rating, and then Anakin versus Obi-Wan rating. Because Anakin versus Obi-Wan would just be 5,
It's
5,
just the
5,
best
5,
fight.
5.
It's just so good.
The thing is with the prequels, because it was like incredibly powerful Jedi, so they could have these stunning fights like Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Whereas with OT, obviously they weren't so hot in the choreography then. And the Jedi had been gone for ages. You know, even though the Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan takes place a week after the Darth Vader hallway scene in Rogue One. But you know. And then obviously again in the sequels, the Jedi had been gone for ages, so they couldn't have those awesome fights. I mean, they had good fights in the sequels. The Praetorian Guard fight.
And also, there's Daisy Ridley, which is just she's not
Yeah.
good.
I'm sorry, what?
Daisy Ridley.
I'm sorry, what?
What Daisy Ridley?
I'm sorry, what?
Daisy Ridley.
You know, I can hear you. I'm just like, I'm sorry, what?
Daisy Ridley.
What about her?
She's terrible. I'm talking about choreography. I've just got the Daisy Ridley versus Kylo Ren. They're in the sea. Outside, I can hear you being outside the Death Star being
Joe?
angry at each other. And
Joe?
the choreography is just terrible.
Joe?
It's like
Joe?
compared to this, it's just so bad.
Joe?
Compared to the prequels, yeah.
Do you know who choreographs those scenes?
Who?
The choreographers.
Yeah, but it's just that.
Daisy Ridley would literally have just been like, the choreographer would have been stand there, move your foot there, move the lightsaber.
Yeah, but they
this
just
way.
adjusted
Literally, she
it
would have had-
because she was bad.
No, that's not how it works. With stuff like this, it's if you're bad at lightsaber fighting, get good. It's not we're gonna make it worse because you're bad. You do know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
It was literally it appeared bad because it was, or in your opinion, it appeared bad because it was choreographed in a certain way. Daisy Ridley had literally nothing to do with it. She was
Yeah.
just told, swing your lightsaber this way.
Yeah,
Do
it's just
that
Daisy Ridley's
this.
like
The
bad
best.
actor,
I
though.
know. She's just amazing. We love Daisy Ridley so much. This is going to be fun when it comes to the sequels, isn't it? So we go. What are we doing for script? So should we give script maybe a 3.75?
Yeah.
3.75 out of 5. So we've got 2.88 for cinematography and visuals, plot 4.5, script 3.75, and then and yeah, we really need to start using whole numbers again. When was the last time we used a whole number on one of these?
Oh, 2 episodes ago.
Pardon? Oh yeah.
2 episodes ago.
Right, characters and character development. I think this has the best character development out of any of the original trilogy.
Definitely.
So the character development in this is like just the best because George Lucas is the best.
It's because Luke, from the beginning to the to when Darth Vader's body
Yes,
is
that whole
burning.
thing about like, is he really my father? I can't believe it. I'm so sad. and then Yoda kicks the bucket, and then Luke finds out that he snogged his sister. Good times. Luke, in the course of several hours, discovers that he kissed his sister, his dad's a super evil overlord, and his second master died. That's a bad couple of hours.
Indeed.
I mean, it's not quite as bad as Rey finding out that her father is the most evil guy ever, and
No,
then
it's worse. It's definitely worse.
and then her dying, and then the guy she loved dying. That's probably marginally worse.
No.
But I think simply because of the fact that she died. I don't know about you, but generally I find the days where I die are generally a little worse than the days where I don't die. I mean, you get the odd day where you die
Yeah, but
that's alright,
it's
but
sequels,
generally
so
when
it
I
doesn't
die,
count, though.
Joe, we've talked about this. Respect. RESPECT. Find out what it means to me.
Respects.
Yes. You may not like it, but other people do. Yeah.
A bit like you.
Yes, very much like me. We need to stop talking about the sequels, or just anything that's not Return of the Jedi. We get
So,
off track so easily.
Definitely for character development, 5?
I was going to say 4.
4? I can
4?
go 4.33.
4.11.
2.2.
1.6.
1.65.
Agreed.
Okay.
We're so bad at this. We've got 2.88, 4.5, 3.75, 4.165.
But we have to make it accurate, okay?
But this
We're
last
accurately doing
one,
it.
okay. Star Warsness. We both know it's going to be a whole number. We both know what number it's going to be. I think on 3 or after 3, let's say what number we both know it's going to be.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
3.
5.
I'm joking. 5. Of course it's 5. Of course it's 5.
5, 5, 5, 5,
course it's
5, 5, 5, 5.
Can we make this
Are we-
last
are we-
category out of 1,000?
Are we allowed to give 555,555,555 out of 5? Is that?
I think that's doable.
I think that's okay. Right, now I just need to add this up. Oh no, I hate this bit. Right, Joe, make menial conversation while I do maths quickly because you insist on adding decimal points.
Can I talk about spicy things?
Joe, drop it with the chili rice cakes. Alright? You've told me before that they make your mouth burn out. I don't need to hear it again. For the viewers that don't know what the hell we're on about, Joe was eating really spicy chili rice cakes before the show, and he kept telling me about them, and it was really annoying. He does
Halfway
that thing
through
that he
the
does
show,
when
I
his...
was eating a Magnum just to cool down.
I know. You do that thing. You kept going like, oh my god, they're so hot. They're so hot. It's like, chill, dude. Stop eating them if they're so hot. I went to a corner. You were just sitting there burning your mouth out with chili rice cakes, and I'm like, chill, dude. Right. Okay.
They're addictive. They're too addictive.
They are really nice. They're super nice. I love chili rice cakes. But they're so hot. It's really, really annoying. Okay, so I can report that for cinematography and visuals, Star Wars Return of the Jedi got 2.88. For plot, it got 4.5. For script, it got 3.75. For character development, it got 4.165. Thank you for that, Joe.
No
And
problem.
for Star Warsness, it got 5.5. So out of 25, Return of the Jedi received 20.295 out of 25. And so its average down to 5 is 4.059 out of 25, which makes it our biggest scoring thing out of all of them, with with A New Hope having 3.1 out of 5 and Empire Strikes Back having 3.2392 out of 5, and Return of the Jedi obviously having 4.59 out of 5. Are we happy with that scoring? Joe?
Yeah.
We happy with that scoring?
Mhm.
Okay, so I think that probably concludes it for this episode. So
Yeah.
next week we'll obviously be doing Mando episode 6, and we will be doing, what's it called? The next what? Phantom Menace Analytical Breakdown. That should be interesting. That'll either be surprisingly highly scoring, or just be like, in fact, no, all ones will
It
be
would
Attack of
either
the
be
Clones,
average
won't
or
it?
surprisingly high.
Yeah. In fact, no, it'll either be bottom or top.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely to be near the bottom.
Thing is, the
I think
cinematography and visuals is kind of worse than the original trilogy.
Attack of the Clones will be bottom. I think
Yeah.
simply because it doesn't have particularly good cinematography and visuals. It doesn't have great. The plot's okay. Character development's okay. Script's okay. Star Wars, this is okay. You know, it doesn't exceed it. In fact, the script's bad, isn't it? 'Cause it's
The
bad
script
acting.
is
Yeah,
terrible.
script is terrible.
Worse than 4.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Attack of the Clones will be bad. I think with the sequels, I think one of them is going to be like right at the bottom. One of them's going to be in middle, and one of them's going to be like at the top. Because one of them, I'll just let you have your way with. One of them, I will become like, yeah, whatever, and then one of them I will fight tooth and nail for. I have a feeling it's going to be Rise of Skywalker at the bottom, Force Awakens in the middle, Last Jedi at the top. Because I will fight tooth and nail with everything I have.
I hate Last Jedi so much.
You hate it, I love it.
The only one that's okay is 7.
You quite like Force Awakens, don't you? I thought you
Yeah.
quite like Rise of Skywalker now. I thought that going on you.
No.
Oh.
Thing is, out of the cinema, straight out of it, I was like, "Oh, that was good." But that's just kind of like it was Star Wars.
It was
like
odd.
the excitement.
I had the opposite reaction. Out of the cinema, I was like, I don't know what to think of that. I'm not sure it was very good. And then slowly over time, it grew on me.
No.
It's so whenever people go to the the cinema, afterwards on Instagram, you see people talking about like, oh, this music bit showed that, and oh, this character was sidelined. It was awful. When I'm watching a movie in the cinema, I don't think of any of that. I just focus on what's happening in the story.
That is true.
It's like, had it not been pointed out to me on social media, I would not have noticed Finn was sidelined in The Rise of Skywalker. Had it not been pointed out to me on social media, I would not have noticed underlying themes in Palpatine's theme in Rey's theme. I just wouldn't have noticed that because that's not. When I go to the cinema, I pay attention to the plot. And
I guess
nothing
people are
else.
just looking at stuff to be annoyed at.
Yeah, I think some people when they go to the cinema, they go to the cinema to watch a movie analytically. Whereas
Yeah.
I go to, especially some people, especially with Star Wars, they want to watch analytically. For me personally, I go to the cinema to watch it not analytically because it's Star Wars. I don't want to watch it
Shootings.
analytically, you know.
Shootings.
Whereas analytical stuff like this comes out later. But I
Yeah.
think it's probably time for us to wrap up now, unless you've got any last words.
No.
Nope. Okay, so we'll see you next week, guys. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.